everybody. How's Congress for you today? Awesome. Are you standing firm in the love of Christ? All right, and the church says?
Amen.
Amen. That's right. Amen. Thanks for being here. This is wonderful. Thank you all. Teachers? Who's our teacher? Yes. Oh, excellent. Well, we are very glad to have you here. Good afternoon. My name is Robin Rokiski, and I want to welcome you to the Religious Education Congress Technology Center today, where we highlight educational, technology-based resources of interest to Congress attendees. And today, from 1 to 1:30, we are honored to have with us Gradelink. And Gradelink is an award-winning online grading and administrative system that connects teachers, parents, school administrators easily and affordably. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Now, this year at the Tech Center, we're doing something a little bit different. Hi, John. Welcome to the Tech Center, Religious Ed Congress. Amen. Are you standing firm? Yes. But this year, as I started to say, we're doing something a little bit different. We have a panel of speakers here today, and let me introduce you to our panel. From Gradelink, we have the founder, Don Pulse, here on my right.
Thank you.
And on the floor, Adam Barasoff, also from Gradelink. Yay! And we also have a couple of very happy Gradelink users, Mary Beth Bohm, who is, yay! Woo! Mary Beth is the principal at St. Cyprian School in Long Beach. I would also like to introduce you to Steve Morin. Yay! Steve is a teacher, and he is also the person responsible for information technology at Our Lady of Lourdes in Tujunga. Welcome, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Well, let's get started. The first thing that I'd like to do, Don, if you don't mind, is let's have a quick overview of Gradelink. So tell me, what did you bring to share with us today at Congress, Don?
Well, Gradelink basically is an online grading system, so let me show you here. It allows basically teachers to enter their grades, assignments, attendance online on the web. They can do it from any computer, and then parents can log in and view those grades and assignments and see upcoming assignments, see their attendance. They can receive email alerts, and there's a whole administration side to it too, where they can run report cards, transcripts. So there's 3 interfaces to Gradelink. They're all 100% web-based, so you can access from any computer. Everything's a tab on the left. This is the administration interface. And then there's an interface for the teachers, and there's one for the parents. I'm going to start with the parent interface real quick. And so the parent interface, basically you have all the subjects right here. So when a parent logs in, they'll see this. It's a secure login, and they can click on any subject they want. I'm averaging an 89% in math, but I can click on that and drill down, and I can get details of that math class.
Yeah, but what's nice is that you saw everything at a glance as a parent.
Correct.
I like that.
Correct, yeah. And on this page, you can get teachers' email, their averaging, all the assignments they've done, the details, when it was assigned, due date, weight, comments right here for each assignment, if they did good or bad. Upcoming assignments will show up in white, so they can switch to any subject by clicking on this drop down here. And then there's attendance. They can click on the attendance tab, and they can view their child's attendance. It gives the totals up top. Down below it has each day's attendance, with things in white that should be noticed. And there's a transcript tab, and the transcript tab will list all of the final report card grades. It builds a history. It's like a little mini unofficial transcript for the parents. From past years, it'll even show their information. And the nice thing about Gradelink, what a lot of parents like, is the alerts tab. This allows a parent to go into Gradelink and have Gradelink monitor their child's grades or attendance for them. They can click on here and say, email me when an absent is entered, or email me when a tardy is entered. And Gradelink will automatically email the parent whenever those tardy or an absent has been entered. It requires no additional work on the teacher part, but they really like it for the academic classes. I can go into math and I can say, well, I want to know whenever my child's grade in math falls to, say, a C-. And they can set the threshold to whatever they like. Gradelink will keep an eye on their grade and then email them whenever their grade falls to that threshold. And there's positive alerts too.
Oh, that's excellent. I like that. So not only can I choose a course of study that I can be alerted to as a parent for the specific areas that I'm concerned with right now, and it looks like I can easily change that as my concerns change as well, yes?
Yes.
But I also get to see when my son got an A+ on something so that I can provide that positive reinforcement at home.
Yeah, it's a great tool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then it's a real simple interface, tabs on the right here, but it's very powerful with the alerts, the assignments. They can change their password. There's even a Espanol, Spanish. If a parent's more comfortable in Spanish, they can click on that link and everything is changed to Spanish. So it makes it real easy for the parent. Very easy interface, everything's a tab. And so that's the parent interface. The teacher interface looks like this. Basically you have tabs on the left so you can't get lost, real easy to navigate. You have your assignments up top, your students on the left, and your grades in the middle. On the far right is what they're averaging, and at the bottom is the assignment average. And so this one shows the grades. I can set up different assignment categories here, and I can weight them differently. For assignments, I click on this tab and I can type in an assignment title, a description. I can upload a document to it if I want. That's a new feature we added this year. You can copy it, and so all the information's right here. To grade the assignment, you just click on the assignment tab here. So I'll grade this one, and I'll just put it's out of 10 points, so I can just put that in and hit enter. So I put these grades in, and once I do that, I'll just hit submit, and those grades will pop right on the grade sheet. So I've graded that whole assignment, and you can grade with points, you can grade with a letter grade, here's a letter grade view, or you can grade with a letter grade or points or percentage. So there's different ways to grade.
Oh, quite flexible.
Yeah,
very flexible.
And if everybody got 100, you just hit this asterisk and it populates that first one down. And you can also type in comments like this, and they'll see that comment. You can also select a predefined comment that you can set up and hit this asterisk, and so it makes it real easy to grade assignments. And there's all kinds of parts to the teacher interface. There's for comments, I'll go on the report card. You can type them in here. It's a rich text editor. For attendance, you just go to the attendance class, and it'll take you to the attendance right here. I just click this add attendance. So everything's real easy in Gradelink. You just check the boxes. If you have behavior, you can do that. You can switch to behavior, and it'll give you the scores for that. And from Gradelink, you can generate report cards. Here's a sample report card. Prints it out all by the office, and so you can print all the report cards out, and they're totally dynamic. So only the subject that that child is in will show. So there's lots of report cards. Oops,
but now
you want to see that?
Customizable, so I can upload
graphics, your logo, your mission statement. You can put
totally
down here.
Customize it to my school.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And so
we've seen the parent and we've seen the teacher. Now, how about the administrative side of
the
things?
administration side looks like this, and this is where you configure and set everything up. Here you have your students, and I can click there, and you have all the information here, and I can get to more detailed information by drilling down. And so you got students there, all your staff, this will be your teachers, your coaches will be here. I don't have too much in this demo, but there's all your staff. All the classes or subjects you configure right here. And you can specify different units, what kind of grade scale they use, and all that's configurable. Your terms, this would be your trimesters or quarters are configured here. And again, everything's a tab so you can't get lost. If you have principal level access, you can view any of the grade sheets in real time so you can see what's going on. And we have a whole number of reports you can run, everything from like address labels. So if I click here, you'll have address labels. If I want to see like GPA scores report, so see the honor roll, merit roll is right here. So there's a lot of information. You can find out all the students who I don't have any attendance, but attendance can be done here. And attendance can be done from the office, so let me just add some attendance here. Now once I do that, I can run a report that will show me all the students who are marked tardy or absent that day. So it's a big time saver.
And you say this is web-based?
It's all 100% web-based, so you can access this from any computer. You don't have to worry about backing up your data. We do all that for you.
Oh, this is a wonderful tool. So I'm kind of curious, how did you start with this product, and how did you I'm sure there's a story behind this, how you brought this as an educational tool to the market.
There is. I've always worked with computers ever since I was a kid, and I went to college and was a computer science major, and so I was working in the computer field doing system administration. I did a little programming, but I wanted to do some kind of project where I can work with schools or maybe a grading system. And I had been doing system administration, so I decided, well, I want to get back into programming more. So learning specifically with databases. And so that's when I started. The best way to learn a technology is to create a project. So my first project was a school project, a grading system. That's what this was. And I had no plans that it would be in a school, but I was just developing it for me to learn it. And God opened all the right doors. Like at that year when I did that, Microsoft, the technology I used, decided to create something to make their database information available on the web, to make an easy web application. So I was able to utilize that web technology. The first school we got was from an old roommate who decided last minute to, I just called me out of 5 years, haven't heard from 5 years. And then he called me, didn't know what I was doing, I didn't know what he was doing, but he just happened to get a job as a principal, and he's looking for a grading system. I had
Totally
this, and I
God
said,
led.
yes. So those doors like that kept opening up. And so that was the first school. We got some other schools, and we continued to develop it. We continued to put high emphasis on our support and ease of use, and word spread. And so today we service over 400 schools. We've been very thankful. God's really blessed it, and we're continuing to add new features. And so we're very thankful, and our commitment to continually develop it, and our people who use Gradelink know about the support, and we really try and strive hard in that area. But yeah, that's how it started out.
That is wonderful. Totally standing firm in God.
Yes.
Yes, what a testament. Well, speaking of the people who use this, we do have a couple folks here, as I mentioned, and I'd really like to hear from them. I'd like to know how they found Gradelink and how Gradelink benefited them and their schools. So, Steve, let's start with you. How did you find Gradelink, and how has Gradelink benefited you and your school?
We found Gradelink last year right here at Congress. They had a booth set up, and our 8th grade teacher, who's really pretty tech savvy, spotted it, yanked me over there. I'm the IT coordinator there, and I'm part of the administration team, and she said, check this out. We had another grading program we were using, and it was so-so. We were having a lot of trouble with it, kind of. And so we talked with them, took their cards, and Adam and I think Don made an appointment, and they came and met us at the end of the last school year, ran us through a hands-on demonstration, got us all set up, and then Adam has been wonderful. He's worked with me all summer long and all year long.
We love you, Adam.
Definitely, all of them I do. Benefited, the online is probably the biggest thing, was the biggest benefit. They have a super secure server, so even a couple of times we've had a glitch, and it was me, I erased one whole set of a teacher's comments. I was in a total panic right before report cards.
Oh, no.
I called Adam, and Adam's like, hang on, tell me when was the last day you did it. They could go back on their server, and they found it and pulled it back up, and he sends it to me. It's like, whew, that was nice.
What a relief.
Before being the IT guy with the other program, we were running around with flash drives everywhere. You know, your teacher did it on a computer, then I'd have to download it onto the flash drive, run to the printer part. Now they can be anywhere, I can be anywhere, the principal can access it. Teachers love being able to go home, over to a Starbucks, put their grades in anytime they want. As long as it also does Mac and PC.
Yes.
A lot of programs don't do both.
Very good point.
There's a lot of teachers, some are Mac teachers and some are PC teachers. Well, there we go, I'm winging it now, I lost my notes. What else? Oh, paperless. We are big in our school trying to help out with the ecology. This has cut down immensely on the amount of paper. When you go to print, talk to Gradelink. That was fantastic. They gave me a whole variety of printers that they didn't say, you know, this one is the one we're behind. They just said these all work. We got this great printer that does both sides of the paper at one shot, in and out. Your report card comes out looking beautiful.
So the technology really supports going green.
It does.
Oh,
I
really
love
does.
that.
So, I love that.
Yep.
Thank you, Steve. Mary Beth, how did you find Gradelink?
Gradelink was actually brought to the school I was at prior to St. Cyprian's, and I used it as a teacher first. And at first, you know, there's that whole fear of having to start all over again with something new. Most of us had our little CD-ROM, and we would always buy the new upgrade and whatever program. And our administrator brought it to us, and within that first year of not having to, because even though we had the CD-ROM, we then still had to manually write all of our report cards, and we still had to manually do, you know, certain things. It really was just a tool that allowed us to average our grades, and then we had to transfer them. So after the first year of being able to do that and not taking, you know, a whole weekend to write report cards and be able to just click the conclude button and say, I'm done. I mean, it's fabulous. And so then when I took over, I went to a different school when I became principal, and that was the first thing I did, because it was, even though I went from a dual classroom school with a little bit more money, I went to a smaller school, and it's so extremely affordable. I was able to implement it within the first, I think I had called up and ordered it before the school year even started. It's like, okay, we're doing this. And I knew that even though there might be a couple teachers that were a little bit hesitant with it, because I still had teachers that manually averaged every grade still at the school I came to, they were extremely excited after that first year, and it's just been great. So I've been using it for a few years. It's wonderful. And every time they upgrade it, it's better. It's just better, and it's easy to use.
That's wonderful. What a following. I mean, that's wonderful testimonials. But so you found Gradelink, and now we've heard about how it's benefited you. What about once you brought it in? What about the implementation process? I mean, I heard you go through the selection process with a wonderful end of the story, but once you brought it in, what was it like to implement it in the school? Steve?
Well, for me, it was very, very simple. Teachers are always a little hesitant about anything new, and one of the things I liked about it is it was really easy to show them every step of whatever they're doing, whether it's attendance, grades. There's these little question marks, and it brings up a little tutorial video, and that eased a lot of their stress. The biggest thing I'd advise is don't ever be scared. You can email Gradelink or you can call them, one or the other. They get back to you instantly, it feels like, and they don't think any question is dumb. In fact, a lot of times they'll modify things just to match up your school. So we had a bunch of things we wanted to change just for our school. And I was like, I don't know, I couldn't do it on the old one. I'll call them. And they'd like, oh yeah, no problem. Or a couple of times they would say, we'll put our tech guys on it in like 2 days most. They're like, we got it done. We can put this name here. We can change this title this way. They have a full-on online video that you can run with your faculty. I recommend doing that too. That's what we did. We brought our faculty in, we hooked it up to a projector.
Before you implemented,
right,
so that they were aware of what was going to happen, could have a chance to see it and get comfortable ahead. That's change management, folks. Yes, definitely. Oh, thank you, Steve. Now, what was it like to implement at your school?
I was going to say, I didn't do all that. I basically, I took a couple of core teachers that I had learned from the previous administration that were tech savvy, and I actually had a meeting about 2 or 3 weeks before school started, and Adam came out to our site, walked us through them, and I got them excited about it because I figured once I started walking the teachers through it, I needed to have a couple other people that had a little more knowledge to it. But it's just so user-friendly, you can't make mistakes. So, and if there's anything that takes multiple steps, because I do have a couple that are a little bit more leery still, even after a year and a half. I just write bullet by bullet, step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I hand it to them and I say, okay, I walk them through them at a faculty meeting, but rather than them trying to take notes and remember what it is that we did, I lay it out there. But most items, most things can be done within 4 or 5 clicks, and it's done. So even those that are scared, it's super easy, and it went great. It went great. The teachers didn't have any issues.
This is definitely geared towards teachers and administrators and the parents. It's so obvious to me. So if I was to go back to my school and say, all right, here's the top lessons learned that we would glean from you today. Steve and Mary Beth, what would be your lessons learned that I should take back? Give me just a couple things.
Okay. My teachers said, make sure you try to do your attendance daily. We found what works really good for us, that's what's really neat about the online. Our teachers luckily have laptops in their rooms, so they can enter the morning attendance right there. They just get it in their head and they sit at their laptop and they just click, and it's really fast. Then our office staff, I've trained them also, they have a laptop, and they can do, like, if a kid comes in later in the day or has to go home early, and he has, on the attendance it has, you can put down, went for an orthodontist appointment, so when you get back later, you're like, oh, that's why that's a half-day absence. That might be a medical one. So the teachers just said, don't let that pile up on you. It's a little hard to enter that attendance towards the end. Do it daily. My biggest thing would be, don't be afraid to ask questions of Gradelink. They are there for you all the time. I think if you're the one coordinating everything, I found it's better if I try to run a trial report card maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the real trimester ends, just to see if there's any issues or any problems. Poor Adam, I haven't always done real well. I'm calling him like 3 days before, and he's like, no problem, I'll fix it, we'll get you through, and he has every time. And
so
let's see, do I have anything?
responsive, so responsive.
Yep,
I think that's really important to remember. Once you bring this in, you really need to have folks who are going to be responsive, because you've got to get those grades in there and on time, and you don't want that burden on the
Right.
teachers. That's, I understand. Former
Wait,
teacher.
I got one more.
One more? All right.
Yeah, I know that to set it up for us, I imagine that's the same. You do have to give Gradelink all of your school profile info, like the student names, the grades they're in, the family, parent names. Adam was great. He sent us a spreadsheet already all made out. All I had to do was plug it into the spreadsheet. But that's a big process. It takes a lot of data entry. So start that early in whatever you're, if you're starting next year, start it early in the summer. But once you get it done, boy, they assign the ideas to the students. I mean, it's a very smooth drop-in process, but it is a lot of data to enter. So start that kind of early.
So start early and do not be afraid.
Nope, that's it.
There you go. Mary Beth, what would you add to that?
The only thing I can think of, because that was great, and I agree. Although I don't usually wait till 2 or 3 weeks before the report cards. I wait till the day I'm supposed to be printing them, and then I'm sending that email going, "Oh my goodness, kindergarten's taking 3 pages. What happened?"
Well, in your copious amounts of spare time,
exactly.
right?
But
Yes,
they fix it. It's great. And the only thing that I can think of, as silly as this may seem, is when it comes to like your numbered comments on progress reports, those show up on report cards as well, and that can sometimes throw off the page numbers, so no more than 2 numbered comments. That's the only lesson learned. Other than that, it's super easy, and as a parent, I love it. Like you said, you can see the whole thing at once. So I love the program, and it's easy. And when it comes to, I think, myself, for family time for families, parents know right away what they need to help their child with, so we're not waiting till the end of the quarter and all of a sudden parents are spending 3 weeks trying to catch their kids up. They know right away, kids know right away, teachers know right away, and it's fabulous. So,
do parents bring printouts to conferences?
Sometimes.
Yes.
Sometimes.
I mean, this is just fabulous. But now you follow Gradelink from one school to the next, and so over a period of time you've really seen, and you mentioned this, changes that are needed as we go along, and they're so responsive. So tell me about that aspect of things.
Well, when I've had teachers come up to me and say, well, is there any possible way it could maybe do this? Every time I've ever sent an email request, or why does it do this or whatever, generally speaking, there's either an explanation coming back as to why it works that way, or the change is being made, and it's made for the teachers. So even the teachers on site, if they find something that maybe they would like it tweaked a little bit different, it would make it easier for them, it's done. So it has evolved. It's just evolved over the last 3 or 4 years that I've used it, and all for the better. It's never one of those things where you get into a program, buy into a program, and then the next thing you know, everything you liked about the program has now been taken away, and it's almost like this new program.
Yep.
Nothing. It's always made it better and made it easier for the teachers. So it's a no-brainer when it comes to it. It's the best program out there. And my child went from Gradelink to another program in her high school. They use a different one, and I don't find it as user-friendly from the parent standpoint, because I've got to log into every single subject. And even at our school with departmentalized teachers, I can have 5 different teachers, and yet I can still see my child's grade on one progress report. So it's fabulous that way.
So parents will be so happy if you're an administrator
Very much
that has
so.
selected this particular system. But to know that technology will adjust and change just as
Exactly.
we change and our school system changes, I think is really important, along with that communication and that support. So Dawn, I know that you are so responsive to the changes in the market, so I'm sure that you've made some changes that maybe you would share with us, some updates and some things to look forward to. Can you tell us about that?
Definitely. Yeah, we're always constantly developing Gradelink. We'll never stop, and there's, even though I do think we are one of the better grading programs out there, there's much to improve, and we're committed to doing that. And last year we added like assignment uploads to, you can upload files to assignments now, and we've made some changes to the report cards to make them faster. You can save your settings. A lot of changes have gone into place, and there's some really big, exciting changes coming up. Like some of them are, like as a teacher, if you've done teacher, when you grade assignments, currently you can only mark them incomplete. What if you want to mark them excused? We're rolling out a new update. It'll be out this month probably, most likely, probably the next 2 weeks.
Yay!
That you can mark them excused,
We want
absent.
that.
You can even create other categories besides just incomplete, and they'll show up that way. And so that's coming. Email blasting, that's coming out probably within the next 2 weeks too. So you'll be able to quickly email all your parents, you know, or all the students in this grade level, or all the students in this class, or all the staff members. You'll be able to do all that from within Gradelink real easily. We're working on medical information. We're working on family information is going to come this year. So if you have split families, they can each have their own account. Or if you have, maybe you have 5 kids in your family that go to the school, right now you have to log in each child, but you'll have just one login and you can access all your child. So all these things are coming. Tuition management's on the list to get done down the road. What else? So parents will be able to see what they owe. All these things are coming. The medical is going to be this year sometime. The one I just mentioned, next 2 weeks, the email blast probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So we're always adding new features to it. We're going to add enrollment information, prospective students. Say a parent comes to you, they're interested. They can click on your website, it'll bring them to a thing that they don't have to log in. They fill in their address and everything. It goes into Gradelink, and then it's listed as a prospective student. And then